Welcome to Bay Focus. Thank you for joining me today. And each week we come into your home and tell you what's going on here in the Central Florida area that you can participate in. And today is no exception. There are some exciting things coming up that we're going to talk about in this program, including a race that you can get involved in. And those of you that love to run, this is a great opportunity for you to get involved to help some local ministries and local charitable organizations sponsored by a local church as well. But then also we have a new church that is coming on board, and periodically on Bay Focus we like to tell you about some new churches that are starting up that you can get involved with and partner. And this is going to be in the Bradenton and Sarasota area, Oasis Church, and we're going to be talking with them in just a few moments. But today, first of all, we're going to start with something called Hustle in the Harbor. And I love that name, Hustle in the Harbor, 5K and a 1-mile race, a second annual race actually. And we have three people here to tell us about this race today. Desiree Dory is right next to me here, and she's the race coordinator. And then next to her, we have two organizations. There are a number of organizations that are going to benefit from the proceeds of this race, and two of them are represented today. And we have Pamela Woody with World Relief with us, and then also a face that we recognize here at Bay Focus because he does so much here in this area, and that's Daniel Bernard, Somebody Cares Tampa Bay. Thank you all three for coming on the program today. And first of all, I want to say the host church of this race, and that really the brains behind this, because they're the ones that had the idea to do this, and I think it's awesome, is Palm Harbor Community Church. Want to give them a plug. And Desiree, tell us a little bit about the race, the specifics first of all.
The race is a 5K and a 1 mile. It'll take place on Saturday, October 29th. The 5K starts at 8 a.m. and the 1 mile starts at 7:45 a.m. It's going to be over in Palm Harbor at the Community Activity Center. That's located right next to the YMCA on 16th Street. It's open to anyone who wants to participate. We welcome families, kids, runners, anyone, any physical ability.
Yeah, well, now I think, and I don't know if you want to tell us this, and so that people understand that there's a purpose behind this. The church, when they decided to do this, they saw this as a way to reach out of their walls.
To unite the community.
Yeah.
We wanted to kind of bring the Palm Harbor community together, all kinds of people, businesses, local businesses, just have a fun, family-friendly day.
And there are specific organizations that are benefiting. You want to tell us what those are?
Correct. We have 5 nonprofit organizations that are going to benefit from the proceeds of this event. We have Somebody Cares Tampa Bay, World Relief Tampa Bay, Sutherland Elementary School, YMCA Greater Palm Harbor Branch, and we also have
there was
the Haven of RCS.
Yes,
of Pinellas County. They're all locally based.
And that's a good one. The Haven, I'm looking at my notes here, supports their outreach to victims of domestic violence.
Yes.
I think that is really interesting. And then and then we're going to talk to World Relief in just a moment, because you guys are involved in something. One of the reasons the church got behind this and wanted to do this is you work with human trafficking and helping with that. But before we talk to a couple of organizations here, Desiree, tell us too on how financially people can get on board to help support this.
The way that the financial part of the race works is, being a nonprofit organization, the Palm Harbor Community Church, the church does not put forward any money to put the race on. So when we come up with the race and with the planning, we develop a budget. We rely on local businesses and sponsorships to cover that budget, because anything above and beyond that budget is going to go towards our organization. It's going to be part of the proceeds. Runners have a registration fee that they will pay when they register and run the race. That also goes towards the proceeds. We have a lot of local businesses who have jumped on the chance to get on board with this event. We have the Wing House of Palm Harbor. We have Peggy O'Neill's in Palm Harbor. We have Albert and McDowell Orthodontics. We have Communicasting. I mean, we've got quite a few right now, but we can always use more. We're about $1,000 short of the initial budget right now.
Yeah.
So everything above and beyond will be split up between our organizations.
Okay, so any businesses or sponsoring individuals or anybody that want to come forward, this is the time.
And all the information's on the website of the sponsorship.
Yeah, which is we're going to be seeing throughout the show at different times, and then we will have it on the screen again, is hustleintheharbor.com. That's pretty easy to remember, Hustle in the Harbor. I like that. But all right, let me talk to World Relief here. And Pamela, this has got to be, these kinds of things have to be great for an organization like yours, that people just spontaneously feel that you guys should benefit. And tell us, the organizers of this race particularly wanted to support you because you're working and helping in human trafficking. Explain that, what you're doing there.
Well, the local World Relief of Tampa, as you said, we work strictly with victims of human trafficking. The Clearwater Area Task Force for Human Trafficking, the officers go in and they find the victims and then they contact us, and that's when we go into action mode. We help with anything that the victims would need. We provide housing for them. We provide food, clothing, medical, dental, anything that they need. And the proceeds that we will receive from this race will help, not necessarily help with the victims, but will help our office. Because the victims are covered under a grant that we have, but we as an office, as you know, we need things. You know, computers break. Right now we're in desperate need of 2 computers, you know, office equipment, so on and so on. And people might think, well, you know, this is not benefiting the victims, but it is, because if it helps us help them, it's benefiting them. And so, you know, that's huge. We also have T-shirts that people can be our walking billboards. The proceeds will help, you know, all kinds of extraneous things that we
I don't think this is, I think most people viewing know who you are, but in the event we do have a viewer that isn't familiar with World Relief as a whole, just give us a quick explanation of what you do as a national and international organization.
Well, World Relief, we help globally. We help similar to Red Cross, in that, you know, whenever there's a catastrophe, we're there. Our local office, as I said, we work strictly with victims of human trafficking. We're a non-governmental organization. We're faith-based. We go into churches, women's groups, men's groups, Boy Scouts, youth groups, whomever will listen to us. We set up table presentations just to get the knowledge out there to people in regard to what to look for, who to call. We have an 800 number that's nationwide that people can call. I don't know, you know.
It's a phenomenal organization.
It's a real easy number.
To see what you guys are doing and doing it, showing the love of Christ through that, you know, is awesome. Daniel, you're also, Somebody Cares Tampa Bay is also a recipient of the proceeds from this race. Again, tell our viewers, I don't know if you know specifically what the proceeds will be used for, but you have an overall what you're doing. There's just so many things you're doing.
Well, Somebody Cares is a network of churches and ministries and businesses that come together to collectively impact our community. So, you know, this year we'll, as every year, we do Care Fest, which, you know, goes throughout the state of Florida, actually. And here locally, we'll have over 4,000 volunteers show up to do 280 projects all in one day. So it's quite a Herculean effort to organize 3 counties to do these things. And that's just one thing that we do. And right before that, as what's going on actually this month, is, of course, back to school. And we do a couple major events, but we also help come alongside of the churches and various organizations to get the backpacks and school supplies so they can impact lives through that you know, act of love and demonstration of kindness by giving out backpacks free. And so we do over 25,000 of those this year. And of course, and we, on a good ongoing basis, we help about 70 food pantries, churches get food. We bring in about 3 million pounds of food. So those are some of the kind of main activities that we do.
Well, and that is something, you know, I'm glad you mentioned that, because if you hadn't, if I was going to, that's something you have done for so many years now, is the food distribution, and you've tagged it on to different events. Many years, you know, Raise the Roof and some of these concerts and things that you've done, and it always involved food distribution too, and people giving and going out. And so when another ministry comes along and says, hey, we see you guys as really doing something, that's pretty impressive to feel like they're recognizing what we're doing and willing to help us. You guys are usually the ones giving out everywhere.
Yeah, in fact, we probably got a computer for you, so.
Yes. Thank you.
No, this worked out well. Have you guys here all together? I don't know.
Awesome.
You never know. But yeah, I mean, that's a really important part of this. And Desiree, this is your second one. This is the second.
Correct.
Give us a little bit how it went last year to kind of give people, like, who participated? Who came out and did this?
Last year we had, between our 1 mile and our 5K, we had around 300 registered participants. It was a lot of fun. We had a good variety of people. Our 1 mile was pretty full. We had a lot of kids who did the 1 mile. And in the end, we walked away with just short of $4,000 in proceeds. And last year,
that's above and above costs.
Correct.
That's great. for
Last year
first
we
time
had
out.
not predetermined who we were going to give the proceeds to. We ended up giving some to the World Relief, to the human trafficking victims. We gave some to some local residents who found themselves in need, just people in the community who were really in need of help, and to Sutherland Elementary School. It worked out really well. We were very pleased.
Well, okay, now in just a couple minutes we have left, tell us again the date, location, and how people can get on board.
The date is Saturday, October 29th. The 1 mile is at 7:45, the 5K is at 8 a.m. It's in Palm Harbor at the Community Activity Center. You can register online at active.com. We have a Facebook page for the Hustle in the Harbor. We have the website. You can register, find any information on how to mail in registration, print out the forms, or sponsorship information on the website.
Yeah, a great resource for everything. We usually just try to put one website out so people can remember it, and it's hustleintheharbor.com. That will direct you wherever you need to know on that. Well, okay, I am going to really give a plug for this. I can't honestly promise I'll be out there running, but I used to years ago. I know, yeah, you might be seeing me crawling. Walk. Okay, walking's good. Yeah. Is that really true? If people don't want to run it, they're just walking it and bring their family?
Or volunteer. We can always use help out there on the race course.
Oh, okay. Oh, hey, that's great.
You can volunteer.
Hey, okay. Well, that's something I can actually do.
I did the walk last year, and then after the walk, I helped with my 7-year-old, and we were on the race course directing and cheering racers. So it was a lot of fun.
Okay. All right. Well, this is very reminiscent of something we promote every year called Walk for Life for the Pregnancy Center of Pinellas County, and that's always such a huge event and a fun event, and it'd be great to see this take off just like that. People come out as families. Thank you all so much for being on the program today, and stay tuned on the screen again. You're going to see how you can contact this whole race. It's 5K, 1K Hustle in the Harbor race and their website. So we'll be back with more Bay Focus right after this.
The second annual Hustle in the Harbor 5K and 1 mile fun run will be held Saturday, October 29th in Palm Harbor, Florida. To find out more about this race to benefit local charities, please send an email to hustleintheharbor@gmail.com. You can also find out more online at www.hustleintheharbor.com and through Palm Harbor Community Church.